Shalom, shalom. All praises to the Most High God of Abraham, Yitzchak, and Jacob. This is my part 2 video on November 9th. And more dates proposed for November, actually, as far as the Cascadia Subduction Zone, San Andreas Fault, and the big one coming this fall. So if you have not watched my November 9th part 1 decode video, I highly advise you pause this right now and go watch it immediately to understand what will be going on in this video. I'm going to be connecting Portland and focusing on Portland because all of this is going to take place on the West Coast. So Seattle, Vancouver, and the rest of California will be affected by whenever the Cascadia Subduction Zone gets triggered, and the pulse will travel down the San Andreas Fault, and ultimately most likely will cause the collapse of the Golden Gate Bridge for their big ritual. And I'm going to show how coronavirus is a Saturn ritual linked to all of this going on for November as well. So stay tuned. It's going to be a deep video and full of lots of coding. Also, I'm going to connect John Lewis into this and the Lomo Prieta earthquake that occurred back in 1989. Also, going to do a movie decodes as well in this and show how the predictive programming of those films are tied into this. So let's just get into it. So I was trying to get a little clarity on why Portland has an 11.6 attached to it, as well as like earthquake and tsunami. It makes sense now why the 11.6 is attached for November 6th. But it didn't make sense if 11.9 was the twin attack date. So I'm assuming 11.9 is strictly for the Golden Gate Bridge, but this gives more validation that it will happen because the Cascadia Subduction Zone has to trigger San Andreas, is what it says, right? So this article from the Oregonian says Cascadia Subduction Zone could trigger San Andreas quakes. So this is leadway into where we're going. Understand from Friday, December 6th, when the article was posted, 2019, to Monday, November 9th, 2020, is 11 months and 3 days. Interesting, right? At the 113, Baba Kama tracted 113A says Jews have the right and have permission to use subterfuges and lies to circumvent Gentiles, right? The 113 code is important. I'm gonna keep following this for you. Is 113 important? Well, Tisha B'Av is next week, right? It's July 29th, right? Interesting. How many days away from July 29th is November 9th? Well, it's exactly 3 months and 11 days. So why is this 3/11, 11/3 important? Well, because 11 times 3 is 33, of course, right? But also this. The World Health Organization officially declared coronavirus a pandemic on March 11th, right? 3/11, right? See how it says 12:33 p.m. in this article from The Verge, right? So this is an interesting date because it's leading into the conjunction of Mars and Saturn that occurred in May, right? I'm going to show how this is all linked together as well with the upcoming earthquakes and tsunamis. Also, if we look at how many days are left in the year for July 29th on Tisha B'Av, it's 155, okay? 155 for coronavirus. So now I'm going to show you guys the 116 code. I'm going to follow the 116 code with Tisha B'Av 2020. The phrase Tisha B'Av 2020 sums to 116, the November 6th date for the Portland attack. Let's follow it. So we see that Cascadia Subduction fault line sums to 116. Interesting. Portland sums to 116. Tsunamis sums to 116. And what I found interesting was this article published in the November 2019 issue of Portland Monthly entitled, "How Ready Are You for the Big One, Really?" Let's find out. This article is full of coding and priming for the earthquake and tsunami event that will occur. So it's getting people subconsciously desensitized to the event that is coming. See, we see in the background, we have a broken bridge, we have people drowning, we have a doomsday prepper ambulance, right? Other chaos and other hell. Interesting. So if we take the title of this headline, we're going to find something really, really interesting. So it says, how ready are you for the big one? Really? Let's find out. This phrase sums to 229. If you've been following my 229 coding, then you know where I am heading with this. The 229 is very significant to what will occur on November 9th. Why? Because from September 11, 2001 to Monday, November 9th, 2020 is exactly 229 months and 29 days. Okay? 229 months and 29 days. Moving forward, I'm linking the Saturn coding to this all. So Saturn sums in 93 and also 119, right? In both of these ciphers. November 6th sums in 193 in the Frank-Baconnet ciphers. And notice that most of these ciphers where these numbers are coming from are either Kabbalah, reverse reduction, or Francis Bacon ciphers, which is interesting, and I'm going to get further into that. November the 6th, 2020 sums to 93, like Saturn, right? The phrase Portland sums to 100. Earthquake sums to 100. From the day Portland was established, Saturday, February 8th, 1851, to November 6th, 2020, is exactly 61,999 days. 61999, right? Or you get your 666. The 11/9 date, we get exactly 62,001 day. Okay, for your 2001, September 11th, okay? Moving forward with the connection to the San Francisco date, right? This article in this video by KPIX, CBS San Francisco, entitled "The Golden Gate Bridge is starting to show its age." Remember, they're priming us with the Golden Gate Bridge, right? Showing how it's aging, showing how it's croaking and making weird noises, right? Desensitizing us for its fall. This was published on 11/23, right? November 23rd, 2016. From the time that article was released to November 9th, it's 1,447 days, right? The second most revered number in Scottish Rite Freemasonry, right? Degrees between the Masonic square and compass, right? Okay, the problem of Euclid, their favorite number. This is significant for rituals. Know that something will occur, definitely. Recently, we see the Golden Gate Bridge was closed from Sunday into Monday night. So today, right? Interesting that this is happening, right? We see that the World Trade Center was closed down 2 weeks prior due to elevator mechanical work. I found this interesting as well. You know what I'm saying? These are just articles I was sifting through as of recently. Right, recent articles, just like the one we seen with Biden saying, you know, big blue wave is, well, Trump saying a big blue wave coming in November, and the tsunami coming in November, right? Odds for large San Andreas earthquake increase over next 12 months, okay? So they're telling us it's going to happen. We also see this post that says weird Z-shaped faults could trigger a large earthquake on California's San Andreas fault. Interesting. So they're telling us it's going to occur. So I also wanted to discuss the Hands Across America date as well. From Sunday, May 24th, 1987, when it took place on the Golden Gate Bridge, right? To Monday, November 9th, right? 12,223 days for your skull and bones connection, right? Genesis 3:22, the knowledge of the good and the evil, right? So this is all interesting coding we're seeing taking effect, right? This is going to be a significant ritualistic date and the destruction of the San Francisco Golden Gate Bridge, leading to the destruction of Temple Mount. Now, what I want to make here was something clear, right? And I bet you're wondering, why is Portland all in the news for the protesting more than ever, right? Get this. I want you guys to understand something. Why Trump's deployed the military out there, undercover feds out there to arrest the protesters. All of this is coding for Temple Mount. All of the protesting and George Floyd events, all of this protesting is coding for what occurred on Tisha B'Av of last year, right? When the protesters went to Al-Aqsa Mosque. We see on 8/11 last year, right? 8/11 last year, the protests were at Tisha B'Av, right? Okay, I hope this makes sense with the protesting going on in the United States, the tear gassing, right? Okay, think about the Chaz zone, right? The Chaz zone is in Seattle, right? The place that will be destroyed. So we know the Chaz zone as well is dealing with Temple Mount. So all of these places that have these, the Chaz zone is actually mnemonically alluding to Cascadia Subduction Zone. So notice how all of these things are occurring like this. It's all a form of witchcraft and spell casting and an ongoing ritual. So I know you guys heard about the recent cathedral catching on fire, just like the Notre Dame Cathedral. Both of these are significant Knights Templar rituals, and there's an allusion to the destruction of the temple, right? The destruction of the Second Temple right there in Temple Mount, and also the Crusaders making a comeback, right? So from the day of the Notre Dame Cathedral fire, Monday, April 15, 2019 to Monday, November 9, 2020 is exactly 574 days. So this is a ritual. We're going to see this happening without a doubt. And this is significant, especially with the Knights Templar spotted on the Notre Dame Cathedral during the fire. So yes, the fire is burning in Babylon, and this destruction of this temple is coming so they can usher in the third one. And with the Nantes fire that just recently occurred last Saturday, we see it's exactly 3 months and 22 days away from November 9th. Again, more 322-223 coding for your skull and bones. I also wanted to talk about the release date of San Andreas. It was released on May 29, 2015, and the time between that date of November 9th is a palindromic number, 1,991 days. San Andreas equals 91 in the Jewish ordinal. This is predictive programming for the destruction of the West Coast and Los Angeles, right? And the big one that is coming, right? We have our one eye symbolism, of course, in this poster, and San Andreas destroying Los Angeles. Also want to talk about how there's two separate release dates. The other release date, I believe, was May 26th, and that is 1,993 days, like the 1993 World Trade Center bombing. So this is all done by design. Moving on, I wanted to discuss the Lomo Prieta earthquake coding and how it's involved in 11.9. Okay, so the Loma Prieta earthquake occurred on October 17th at 5:04 p.m. 1989, right? 5:04 p.m. sums to 11.9, right? Interesting. The phrase October 17th, 1989 sums to 113, 74, and 1811, right? So again, we see our 113 coding. We also have our 811 coding, right? For November 8th, right? Or August 11th, right? Again, so 113 with the lie coding, you know, Bava Kama, Tractate 113a, they have the right to use subterfuges to lie, right? And circumvent Gentiles. Also, with the coding we see going on right now up until 11.3. Okay, so from Tuesday, October 17th, 1989, the day of the quake, to November 9, 2020, right? Okay, 11,347 days. Our 113 is in there, and our 47, again, earthquake sums to 113, EMP sums to 47. No coincidence whatsoever. So now I'm going to play a clip of the Loma Prieta earthquake in the World Series game. I'm broadcasting the actual quake, right? And I'm going to show you guys the coding and how deep the coding goes within the World Series clip. So let's watch it.
Flash forward to the bottom of the fourth inning. Dave Parker barely by inches. Gus misses a home run. Candy Maldonado with the hesitation, allowing Jose Canseco to score, and he fails to get Dave Parker at second base, so the A's take.
I'll tell you what, we're having an earth.
I have found the Prophet Elijah and John the Baptist connection, right? So I have mentioned Elijah dying 274 days before John, right? So Elijah Cummins died on October 17th. That sums to 1017, right? 17 coding, all right? And John Lewis sums to 47. So you have this coding going on in both of these instances because they're directly linked. So there's Mars coding attached to coronavirus, George Floyd, Naya Rivera, all of these rituals that are leading up to November and the earthquakes and tsunamis coming. Mars sums to 51 and 15, right? Also sums to 1017, the date Elijah Cummins was sacrificed on. So October 17th. So this is a big ritual. I'm going to show how John Lewis's name is connected to 115 for Mars, more Mars coding. Okay, from the date John Lewis died, right, July 17th to November 9th, it's 115 days. So I'm showing you guys how they use both of these doppelgangers for the twin coding for like George Floyd, right? The George Floyd event was twin coding in Minneapolis, Minneapolis, St. Paul, right? The Twin Cities. So I'm showing you guys how both of these, all of these events are related, right, to the Mars-Saturn conjunction that took place. So John Lewis sums to 115 and 167. Interesting, right? Just like what San Francisco is. And on July 17th, there are exactly 167 days left in the year. So I want you guys to understand how this is linked to the event that will occur in November, okay? To the earthquake and tsunami events. So this is the coding we're seeing lined up. So thank you guys for tuning in to part 2. All praise to the Most High for the wisdom and knowledge and discernment He's giving us for whatever attacks they have planned amidst this coronavirus ritual. Remember to seek the Most High, and continue to do that with all your heart, because time is running out, before He reclaims, His true children and does away with all of this wickedness of the evil Ptolemaic bloodlines and Zionist Talmudic cabal. And it's only so much time left, so get right and be prepared, or you're going to be destroyed in all of this. And this is His warning and His final warning for the nations. So Shalom. Until next time, I have part 3 out and ready for you guys to digest with more coding. And it looks like we're going to see 2 attack dates, 11/6 and 11/9. But most importantly, 11/9 is going to be the Golden Gate Bridge collapsing. So stay tuned. Shalom.